What's up, everybody? I guess I need to turn that volume down on the thing so you don't hear that twice. Welcome to, what is this show? Yeah, All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show. That's right. That's right, you heard me. And it is Sunday night at 6 p.m. on the west coast of the United States. And our special guest tonight is going to be Matt Akiri. We're going to be talking about the Villains and Lairs series on DM's Guild. And before we get to him, let me introduce my co-host in no particular order, Mr. Lairs. How are you?
I am doing pretty good. I'm really excited about this because I love the series of modules that we're going to show. So glad to have Furied Fate and Matakiri on. So
Yes, and speaking of Fury Fate, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. We didn't die during our game this afternoon, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, we didn't die. We had a rough time, though. That was pretty fun. We fought trolls and then had to kill them and then also burn them. That's what you have to do. Good. Well, with us this evening is Mr. Matakire. I don't know if you say Mr. before that. But anyway, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, excellent. You're a great guest. You've been here before at least a couple times, maybe once for sure. I'm actually scrolling back to look. How many times have you been on the show? Is this your second time only?
Yeah, he has
think
to
so. I
have
did
at
this.
least 3 times.
No, I did twice. I did this
Twice.
the Forge and the Sound.
Yes. Okay, good. So this is your third time. Your third timer. Get him a jacket. We don't have jackets. All right. Well, so we are going to talk about the Villains and Lairs series. This is a series of 3 and then next week 4 items on the DM's Guild done by, I believe, Jeff Stevens. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes, and yeah, Jeff C. Stevens, and maybe some other people working with him. What can you tell us about this series?
So this is an excellent series. I actually found out about it long before I was going to be doing the conversions for it. And what it is essentially is it's a list of interesting and compelling NPCs that you can throw into your world. And these can be used as villains. They can be used as helps to your players, whatever. There's so many ways that you can throw them in there. And each one comes with interesting backstories, interesting ways to incorporate them into a campaign, all different levels. So it's just an excellent series to be able to flesh out and provide a little bit of bonus work for you as a DM.
Excellent. And there is, we're going to give away a couple of these tonight. As a matter of fact, I think what we'll do is we'll give away number 1, and we'll give away number 2, and then we'll give a third person both of them together. And the reason we're not including the third one is because that one's actually free. You can go get that right now. And I'll put the link that Lairs has provided me in the chat. And you guys can actually download this one for free. It's pay what you want. So if you like us and you want to throw some money at us, you can. But you could download that for free and get sort of a sample of the taste of the series. The third one has, let's see, how many are in there? It's got about 9 of them in there, and then there's also a lair, and the lair looks like this, pretty cool. And these isometric maps can be used in Fantasy Grounds. They're not ideal yet, but you can grid those and use them, or you can just use it for reference, whatever. But here's the actual battle map thing. But anyway, so it's got 1 lair and 9 monsters, and the other ones, of course, have, I don't know, there's like 30 or 40 in the bigger ones.
Yeah, they're each huge.
Yeah, and then like number 2 had let's see how many. There's like 7 lairs, and the villains are here it is. Like, yeah, look at all these. Boom, 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 boom. And did you do all of these, or did I do one?
I did all of them.
You did them all. Okay, good. I can't remember what the hell anybody does. So are there any? And we have the PDF for the 4th one, and we'll go over that. We'll show you some highlights from that, and that's going to be done next week or so, and we'll publish it on the DM's Guild as well. But from the first three, were there any particular highlights you wanted me to bring up or show anybody a particular monster or lair that you thought was pretty cool?
Sure. So from number one, if you want to open up
Cheerbits in the
reference
stream.
manual
Thanks for
from
the
number one,
cheerbits.
or there's an NPC. It's a very interesting NPC called Aurelia Singh, and you actually have her entry open already. It looks like. But Aurelia Singh is a alchemist who screwed up essentially, and when you pop up her picture, you'll see what happened to her. She started off, I believe, as a human, and she screwed up, so she ended up turning into this like slime creature, and set up a layer in the sewer. So it comes with a full sewer layer there that you can go through and encounter her and all her weirdness. She's
Yeah, here's the sewer. So, yep. Oh, yeah, you don't want to... She looks like,
So that actually comes with the DM's map and then a player's map, so that way players
Yep.
can see traps, and that's really nice.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but I always like these black and white maps with like the little hatching and everything.
Yeah, that's the...
feel like
I
they're a
don't know
little
if
bit nicer
Dyson
to see.
Logos did these, but that's his style. That's what they've been using in the books lately. Like the last 4 books they put out, they kind of use these type of maps. And we can go see who did these.
This was Empire Role Playing did the cartography on this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, artists. Yeah, there's a bunch of artists. Dyson Logos is in the cartography though, so that's his Elven Tower. These are Joe Rasso. Some of these artists are pretty well known. But yeah, so there's all your encounters, everything you need. And again, these can basically all be dropped into any either a campaign that you're running and you need an extra thing, or you just want some extra monsters to fill out the role playing, whatever it is, do some more combat. I mean, all the stat blocks and everything are here. So
another fun one from number one that I ended up using actually in my Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign is Snuggles. If you look down for Snuggles on that list.
Snuggles. Here he is.
There it is, Snuggles. This is a thief who got polymorphed into a pug. And so he's still intelligent. And he has a doghouse, which he has a lair, which is the doghouse. And my players actually went in there and killed some dogs on the way in and then felt so bad afterward because they were just little plain dogs.
That's hilarious. Oh, man. Snuggles. And he has pack tactics and a bite, of course.
Right.
Snuggles. That's too funny.
He doesn't have a +1 on cuteness. What's going on?
No, but he does have keen smelling, so there you go. That is funny, though, to see the guy wearing armor. You know, he's got studded for spiked armor and whatever, and he used to be a thief. He was a small-time criminal organization that is known by very few, or he runs one. The canine uses his superior intellect to lead a group of stray dogs, instructing them to infiltrate residences and return with valuables. So he still steals stuff.
Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
For players who like to introduce a little bit of sci-fi into your 5th edition D&D games, a couple of these come with some sci-fi-ish villains as well. One is Lars Hammerstein from number one, and he comes in a crashed spaceship, and you can get laser rifles and stuff like that. There's his crashed spaceship.
Nice.
Yeah. And he has... Oh, this is a lot of info here. Oh, the switch colors. Okay, that must be in the ship, yeah.
Yeah, all the switch dials and buttons, and he's got foreign diseases in his ship, so, you catch space sicknesses and stuff like that.
Nice. And let's get his stat block here. Where's his? He's got a jump pack. He's got a laser pistol. 3d6 radiant. I love it. Here we go. Here's his NPC thing. Sharpshooter, of course. Survivor, yeah. Multi-attack. Lars makes 3 unarmed strikes, attacks, or 1 laser pistol attack. Yeah, because the laser pistol's probably way more. Yep. 3d6 plus 3. Radiant, 40, 120. An unusual range. I like it. Plus 8 to hit. Oh, fuck with Lars, everybody.
I think Lars came to help you with Expedition to Barrier Peaks. He followed that ship there.
And if you want to see why Lars crashed, you can open up number 2. And take a look for Zulnachak. There he is. There's the alien that Lars was hunting when he crashed.
Predator.
And he has a lair too.
Oh, yes, he does. So this is the DM map. The player maps are all individually bigger like that. But this is the layer here. Nice. Yep. Go in. He's waiting for you. Probably in the deepest part, and he'll eat your face. Or eat your player's face, I should say, if you're the DM. Turn the phone sideways. Lord Arctic is telling me turn the phone sideways. I don't know what that means.
Lady Shell. Oh, that's John. He's
they're
watching
having.
on this phone.
Oh, watching
commenting
on, the phone
on
sucks,
how.
Yeah.
Watch,
yeah, turn it sideways. It's better.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Twitch is not that good on a phone. I mean, it's if you're desperate, you can, but it's not meant for that. It's meant for like a regular size screen or an iPad or something. Very good.
One of my favorites from number 2 is Bachmar, which has just some gorgeous artwork.
Oh, that is nice. Now, is
This,
Bachmar the person on top, or is it the dragon?
Yeah, it's an ancient Death Knight riding a skeletal dragon.
Good lord.
He's not someone you want to mess with.
Oh, and here's a pretty detailed scenario, and then level 1 we can look at. Yeah, pretty cool. And his stat block. He's got spells. Hello. He's got legendary actions. He's got lair actions. Oh yeah, you don't want to fuck with this guy. There's all his spells. Nice. He's got a nice little token. Boom. Oh, I like that. I like that blue. I like the way that token looks like that. That's cool. So there's that. All right, well, let's before we go any further, let's give away a copy of number 1. Let's just make a little prize raffle here. A B and L number 1 will be the prize. Keyword is villains, everybody. VILLAINS with an exclamation in front of it. I will start a 2-minute timer. And you guys can type in the chat !villains if you want to enter to win number 1. And again, we'll give away a copy of number 1, we'll give away a copy of number 2, and then we'll give a lucky winner a copy of number 1 and 2. And then 3, as we said before, is going to be free for anybody that wants to go pick it up. And again, I'll post that link for the DM's Guild to pick up number 3 for free if you came late to the show. How dare you? And then we will preview number 4, which is only available for us to look at in PDF form because the Fantasy Grounds model not quite done yet. Anything else in 1, 2, or 3 that you wanted to show everybody?
Sure. So 1 and 2 are a little more fleshed out. 3 being the free one, it has less, but it still has some very interesting characters in it. So, for example, Maug, M-A-U-G, is in number 3.
There's Maug.
And, he's a demon general who's stuck on the prime material plane trying to get back to the abyss. So he's got a very interesting storyline that you can incorporate into your game, into your campaign. either as a one-shot thing or as a recurring type of villain.
Yeah, and actually, he would be good for the current Descent into Avernus because he's a
Absolutely.
Devil, right? Yep. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's Smog not Smog. And let's see, who else is there in number 3? There's a combo. Interestingly, some of these are actually tied together with other ones. So, for example, in number 3, Christia and the Hand are actually tied together. So Christia is an illusionist who's actually seeking revenge against the Hand because the Hand killed her sister. And the Hand is a bounty hunter / assassin type character. So you can easily have your players run into these and the dynamic between the two and either help one or
pit
both
them against each other maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A lot of different ways that you can weave their stories together.
Mama Kissy, thank you for the follow. All right, let's check the prize. Let's just check it. Yes, we have the timers done. All right, let's pick a winner. The winner of Villains and Lairs, the original. It's actually not called Villains and Lairs 1 because you don't really say one. You know, people say Rocky 1. There's no Rocky 1. There's Rocky. And then there's Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4. But there's no Rocky 1. There's no Beverly Hills Cop 1. There's no ones. It's just the name, Villains and Lairs. Okay, so here we go. Now that I've spread that all over everybody, they can see who the winner is. Boom! Hee-Hob. Yeah, Hee-Hob's won before. Congrats to Hee-Hob. So Hee-Hob, you know what to do. PM me in Discord, and I will see to it that you get that. Let's really quick take a look at that. And I will put the link for this one that we just gave away in the chat, and then we'll take a look at it on screen here. What is the price of that? $24.95. Wow. Okay, so there you go. Somebody just got $25 worth of stuff.
Sweet.
So, yep, 56 NPCs, and then a number of Lairs. These are just some of Jeff's other titles here. And if anybody, I mean, the crowd that watches this show obviously wants the Fantasy Grounds module, but if you wanted the PDF, there's a link for that. You can click there and go over and get the PDF. PDF is obviously a lower price because Fantasy Grounds modules cost more, because that's how it is, and that's what you do. All right. Very good. So, I guess we can look into number 4, unless you want to say anything else about the previous ones, Matakuri.
No. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. There's a couple of really interesting things that he did with number 4. So first off, 1 through 3, they were kind of more general. They didn't have a theme per se. They had a variety of different creatures and whatnot, NPCs, a lot of humanoids that make them really, really good for incorporating into city-type adventures. So number 4, he actually did an entire book or an entire PDF here with a theme. This is the dead, damned, and decaying. So you have a huge variety of interesting undead creatures that you can throw at your players. Undead, big bad evil guys. So a couple of these that really stood out to me as very interesting, I wanted to point out. The first one was Han Duig. This one's my favorite. Han Duig is the Ogre Lich. I just love this guy. So he's a giant friggin' ogre, and he's got a lich soul trapped inside of him.
Because he ate it or what? I mean, yeah.
Well, the whole story behind it goes into how there was this lich that was dying and needed to save his soul, and ended up putting it into the body of his dead general ogre that was supporting him, and then now the ogre now has the soul of the lich, and it's just a fun, tough guy to throw at your characters, and not something that they'll expect of.
Wow, yep, power word kill. He's a powerful lich. He's got 9th level spells. He's got turn resistance. Yeah, that's a... I love looking at these dudes that you just... And I always say the same thing. You don't want to meet this guy in a dark alley. Or in his lair, for one thing.
And a lich with a 20 strength.
Yeah, crazy. He's slow. 15 feet. But look at the guy. You're gonna be not wanting to mess with him. But yeah, that's cool. And again, guys, we're looking at the PDF because the Fantasy Grounds module isn't quite finished yet. It'll be out next week or so. So this is just a little preview of what's going to be in there. And this one has how many are in there? Did it say? The PDF is available.
I want to say around 50.
Yeah, it's
around
big.
50.
It's 167 pages. I mean, it's big.
Nice.
And then I think if we go to, it might say on the, oops. Might say here 40. He says 40 unique, and then some Lairs besides. And then yeah, look at all the people that worked on it. I mean, this guy Jeff Stevens, he puts together teams of people and they just crank out stuff. It's unbelievable.
Matakiri, how long did it take you to do these on the average?
It really kind of depends on like other work, availability. Right. But the shortest ones I think were done in under a week. The longer ones obviously take a few weeks longer. This one has been delayed. This fourth one, I've actually had it for quite a bit longer than I usually take. I've had it, I think, for 3 weeks now. And that's primarily because my storage server crashed and I've been dealing with that. But yeah, the conversion process, you go through different phases of it, and some phases are much quicker than others. The initial like NPC entry and item entry can be slow. Going through and getting all of the artwork to be nice and sized properly, and getting the maps so that they're nice and square, so that the grids will fit nice. That process takes a little while. And then the actual story entry creation, that kind of stuff, usually goes pretty quick. I get everything into Notepad++ to clean it up, and then the actual getting the story entries in goes fairly quick.
Yeah, and it seems like you do it the same way I do it. There's a couple different guys that make modules that do it. Like I know, I think it's Marbanya likes to do it in order. He likes to literally start at word 1, do the story entry. If there's an NPC, he builds it, puts it in, puts a parcel in. He likes to literally do it in order, and I find that, I mean, that's how I started when I first started, but I find it's much better because I get the mindset, I create the NPCs, and then I get the mindset, I do the art, and then I get the different mindset to do the parcels, and then the story entry. You know what I mean? That sounds like you kind of like me.
I find it a lot more efficient. If I'm going to work on art, I'm going to do all of the artwork and get it all done, all of the tokens, get it all done.
Right.
And then it's just so much easier to drag and drop. Yeah, this is already complete.
So before we take, I know you wanted to show one more in here, which is the Bard Eater, and
Fabius the Bard Eater.
Yeah, let's go. Before we look at him, let's give away the second one. So let's reset this. And we will still use the word villains as the keyword to give away the second part. So if you guys want to win the number 2, go ahead and enter keyword villains, !villains, and we'll run this 2-minute clock on it, and then we will pick a winner for that. And meanwhile, while they're putting that in, we'll go ahead and show Fabius the Bard Eater. Yeah,
the link for whatever reason points a little bit high on that one, but I just love this character. He's kind of like a mummy, but his body is made up of wrapped up spell scrolls. So when you kill him, you tear apart his body and you come away with spell scrolls as treasure.
Oh, nice. That is a great idea. Who did that one? Jean Lorber. That's a, or if they're French, it might be Jean Lorber. How do I know? I like how they all say art approved by Wizard of the Coast. In case it's too similar to the mummy, they have to get permission. Yeah. But that's a great idea to have you kill him and then you got a bunch of spell scrolls.
Yeah, he's just a interesting character. hunts after bards for whatever reason. But he likes to kill bards and eat their souls.
Nice.
He has a lair as well, a tavern and a set of chambers. Yeah, he's got a lair. You scroll down a little bit, it was
right
just
there.
below the bard.
I thought it would be at the bottom or something. Let me go back to him. Where is he? Boom. Scroll down.
He's got a freaking lair with sharks with laser beams.
Can I get a shark with laser beams? Oh, so yeah, here's the content, but here's the map right here. Let me blow.
And the Fantasy Grounds version is going to have a slightly different map than what you see here. So that portion down there in the bottom right, that's kind of sitting all in the middle of nowhere. That's actually underneath the building. So you can see here that 6 is an extension from where number 4 is, and you go south from number 4. So it's going down underneath the building.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you can see right here it says to Area 6 right there.
Yeah. So in the Fantasy Grounds version, that entire cave section is going to be a single, not broken up map.
Oh, cool.
So it's a little nicer and easier to use.
Very good. All right, let's see who our winner is. The winner of Villains and Lairs 2 is Darth Vex. Congrats.
Yeah.
So Darth Vex, to send me a personal message in Discord. Here's the link if you need it. I think Darth Vex is on my Discord. It's always spelled wrong by me. Discrod. God damn it. He chases bards because of yo mama, Drake. So yeah, PM me, and then at the end of the show, guys, we'll give away the combo. We'll give away 1 and 2 together as a prize when we end the show. So stick around for that.
Can we do the anti-prize?
What's the anti-prize?
The anti-prize is the winner who wins gets number 3, but you have to buy it at full price.
That's the anti-prize. Yeah, that's everyone else who's watching. That's your prize. You have to go to number 3. And by the way, let me just show people. There's a lot of people that know about DM's Guild. Some people don't. But let me look this up, and I'll show people stuff. Whoops. Lairs 3 Villains and Lairs 3 right here. So here's the Fantasy Grounds version, right? So suggested price is $5.95, but you can actually put 0 in there and then pay what you want. You can do it. Now a lot of people don't know this about the DM's Guild, and I try to educate this. Look at how nice that looks. There's this one.
That's nice.
Villains and Lairs 3 crossed out free because it rhymes. So a lot of people don't realize that if you're a fan of someone, you can go download their stuff and then pay what you want, 0, and then come back later and say, hey, I really like this, $5, $10, $1. If you're a jerk, you put in a penny, because I've seen people do that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a dick move. The other thing people don't realize is that if you own something, like let's just say, for example, you bought my coding package. Let's just say as an example. That's what we're going to use. Okay. And you love it so much, there's nothing stopping you from going and buying it again, and 2 times, and 3 times. And Rob Tui has made my life so much better, I'm going to go purchase it 5 times. You can do that. There's nothing stopping you. It's not really something that I think most people do, but just to let you know, there's nothing stopping you from going back, purchasing, like say you wanted to pay $1 for this one, and then you got it, right? And then you thought, oh, that's so awesome, I'm going to go back and I'm going to give another $1. Do it again a second time, or give $5 or whatever it is. You can do that. So just a little friendly note of commerce there for the DM's Guild. All right, let's see. Did we show everything in the PDF that you wanted to show, Matakiri?
Yeah, everything that I've gone through well enough. I've got all the NPCs and stuff in, but I haven't gone through all the story entries enough to find the more interesting NPCs just yet.
Yeah, okay. But that looks fun, and that cover's great. I don't pay attention to covers myself, obviously, very much, but some people think it's really important. But this is a pretty good one.
And it has a nice continuation of that bounty on the board behind them theme. All of the 1, 2, and 3 all have that same kind of a bounties posted up on the wall theme to them, and this one's got that nice undead twist on it.
Cool. Guys, so if you have questions in the chat, go ahead and ask us. And remember, on All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show, I never know where I am or what day it is. You can also ask questions about anything Fantasy Grounds. You don't just have to confine your questions to this material that we're talking about. You can ask us anything. Yeah, that's a good question, Drake. A lot of these authors are very... he's asking, will there be a bundle for it? And I'm always in favor of bundles, but a lot of these authors, for whatever reason, and they, I've talked to many of them, and they all have different reasons, but a lot of times they don't want to do bundles, at least not right away. They want to wait like a year. They have these crazy ideas that if they bundle it, it'll somehow hurt sales. And I don't think there's anyone who produces items on the DMs Guild who is as meticulous as I am with daily accounting, and who is as experimental as I am with different price structures. And because I have a lot of titles, right? I'm approaching 200 titles, so, and I've been doing it for 4 years, so I have a lot of data that backs up what I do. But a lot of these people, they do very well, they're very successful, but they might only have 10 or 20 titles, but they're really big, popular titles that they sell like 1,000 copies of or whatever. And of course, PDFs do way better than Fantasy Grounds modules, right? Because there's 20 million D&D players, and there's only like 150,000 Fantasy Grounds users, so that it's a slice of the of the market. It's very, very small. But yeah, I love bundles, and I always ask the authors if they want to do it, but most of the time they tell me no. There are some bundles out there. You can type in, you can go to, like, say for example, you can go to VTT format right here, virtual tabletop on the left hand side, and then just type in bundle and see what you get. So there are some. That's the Hoarfrost one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I have nothing to do with. This one's mine. There's another. Yep. Well, of course, my stuff's bundled. You guys all know about that stuff. But it is a rare thing to have like a bunch of adventures. Here's one bundled. Brian Smith collection. He's that Brian Smith's the guy that tried to kind of copy me, and all his stuff. He's just got like codes, conditions and effects like I do and stuff. But it's like 6 of them. Mine's got 175. His has 6 or 8. Unknown Whom bundle. Now those bundles are PDF and Fantasy Grounds modules together, that kind of thing. But there are some bundles out there, and Sharn bundles there. So yeah, they're out there, but it's not that common, because a lot of times the authors don't want to do it for a long time, because they're going to discount it, right? Nobody really puts a bundle together and says, here's the 2 things together and it's the same price. You got to make a discount or nobody's getting it. Everybody's going to think you're nuts. So that's the answer to that question. How about Furied and Lairs? Any more questions about this stuff from you guys, or comments?
Kind of have a question for all of you. If anyone would be interested in having Louis Prado on the show, make that a thing, because that is something I'm working on. So I will show him.
I'm not sure I know who Louis Prado is.
He's the artist on that cover, and he's done a whole bunch of other Fantasy Grounds commissions, and he's actually doing a couple for me right now. So I got a pretty good rapport with him right now. So I'm going to try to get him on the show before the end of the year. If not, then maybe in January or something like that. Luis Prado.
Here we go. This guy.
And he has... Yeah, that's probably one of his things.
Trying to find, like...
Nope, that's not him. He has... It's actually in the module that you showed us earlier.
Let me look.
The PDF that you had open.
Oh, the PDF. Okay.
Yep. And if you go to the credits where they showed the artist, there's right there. Yep. Luis Prado, cover
Where?
artist.
Oh,
It's up
there. Oh,
above.
Luis. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Here's his website.
Yep.
Jesus. I hate that.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
What?
Yeah. Save DRA at
It doesn't look
DeviantArt.com.
right.
Anyway, I think we can.
I pasted it in Discord, Rob.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't work from the PDF. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
look at
he
this.
does. He does a lot of excellent work. I mean, his artwork is phenomenal. He did our new FGC logo.
Do you only like artists from Brazil? Is that your thing, Lairs? I don't know.
To be honest, there's a couple stories behind that, but lately they've been the guys that have done a lot of work. So, and they work really. I don't know. Maybe it's coincidence.
Yeah, if we can get him on the show, that'd be great. I think that'd be awesome to talk to him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Zell's got a point. Not sure how that fits into Fantasy Grounds, but has he done stuff that's been used in Fantasy Grounds besides
I'm
personal?
pretty sure he has.
Yeah.
I mean, the module that you just opened is going to be in Fantasy Grounds, right?
Yeah, that's
the
true.
PDF.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's give away the other prize. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, guys, we're gonna give away the combo 1 and 2 together, and VNL 1 and 2. I called it 1, even though we already went through that. That's not a thing. So let's start that. The key word is still gonna be villains, and so go ahead and type in the chat !villains, VILLAINS, if you want to be put in this drawing, and we will give away both copies to you. And let's just really quick go back, and I'm going to put all 3 of these links in the chat just for people that they want to go and look at these links on the DMs Guild. That is in reverse order: number 3, which is the free one, and then number 2 and number 1. And yeah, I encourage you guys to go, and especially if you're a DM and you're having Fantasy Grounds campaigns or doing one-shots, these are excellent, as Matakiri said, just to slide in either in your already existing adventure or to use, by themselves. And if you are going to use them by themselves, they got the maps and the layers and everything. Hans Gruber, that's the no. That doesn't work if you put in Hans Gruber it doesn't work in the contest. It's funnier than shit, but it doesn't work. That's really funny. So yeah, we'll wait for that countdown to go. Any final words from Matakiri about these that you forgot to say or want to say or need to say?
I hope those of you who get it will enjoy it and find fun ways to torture your players.
All right.
Hans Gruber was not a villain; he was just misunderstood. Yeah, that makes sense. The iceberg in Titanic. People are putting in villain names. This is funny. Yeah, villains. The word villains doesn't look right, does it? It doesn't look like that it's right.
Villains.
But yeah, but it is. Also, RESPITE is respite, not respite. Just so you guys know. Today. Well, some of us learned it. Some of us already knew it. What's up, Fury? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You should fucking
I'm
curse
trying to be quiet because my husband is talking to his coworker on the right next to me.
Okay,
I don't want him to be loud.
All right, so the winner of the combo is going to be Zelikar. All right, nice.
Nice.
Zelikar is always around, and she hasn't won a thing for a long time. So you know what to do, Zell. You just PM me, and we will get you. We'll get you the pair. And I encourage everyone else to at least go get the free one and download it and check it out. If you like the format, if you like the way the NPCs are there with their art and their stats and their lair, the example lair that's in number 3, then consider completing your set, and then ARPG, and then I'll definitely make an announcement, as I always do, on Twitter and in the Discord and on Facebook when we put out the fourth one, which should be in the next week or so.
Do you think they'll do something else besides 5e, like something for the others, like Starfinder?
You mean as far as these guys creating?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool.
I don't
they
think
did something
so.
for
The reason-
Pathfinder, Starfinder.
Yeah, the reason I don't think they would is because these guys are, the DM's Guild is only 5th edition, right? You can not only can you not do any other RPGs, you can't even do any other editions. You can't do 4th edition, 3rd, 2nd. No, it's only 5e and only certain settings. The only settings you can do are Faerun, Ravenloft. They just opened Eberron about a year ago, and then I think there's one more, but I can't remember. But you can't do Dragonlance, you can't do Dark Sun. Yeah, they're very limited as to what you can do. The terms of service tell you about that. But everybody that creates on the DM's Guild usually just only sticks to 5e because that's what they can sell there. If you have something for Starfinder or Pathfinder or Castles and Crusades or anything else, first of all, it has to be SRD. It has to be open gaming license. You can't use any of the proprietary material. Like, that's the one advantage of DM's Guild is Wizard of the Coast lets you use their IP. You can use anything from the game except art. You have to get special permission for art, but you can use all the spells, all the magic items, all the characters, all the classes. You can use everything, right? But you can only sell 5th edition stuff on DM's Guild. And so that's why.
And the difference with drive-through RPG?
Yeah, drive-through RPG, you can sell any RPG there, stuff that you make, but you also have to stick within the copyright laws, right? Like, you can't do it unless there's an open gaming license for that. For example, 5th edition obviously has an SRD or an open gaming license. You can publish there, but a lot of people don't publish there because why wouldn't you just put it on DM's Guild? You're gonna get seen by way more people, right? But if you did a Pathfinder thing or a Starfinder thing, and like I think the new Star Trek Adventures that's been out a couple years now, I don't think they have an open gaming license for their material, so you can't. They don't allow people to. They just do their own stuff. Modifius Games or whatever. But anyway, you'd have to check in, but if you are interested in publishing something for Starfinder or Pathfinder or 4th edition, maybe you want to add adventure for a 4th edition because you can't put that on the DM's Guild, but you can put it on drive-through RPG. So you just have to make sure you follow all the rules and stuff. It's kind of, there's a lot to swallow if you want to be a creator there, but if anybody can do it, if I can do it, anybody can do it, because on day one I didn't know jack shit about DM's Guild. I just did it. I just made a thing and put it there, and then sort of trial by error as I went. And I mean, up till about a year and a half ago, I was still learning that I got to do this and I got to do that. So it is a process, but there's Facebook groups to help you and stuff like that. So if anybody's interested in making stuff, and my little corner of the world, our little corner, everybody who's here tonight on the show, is our little Fantasy Grounds corner. It's a very small part of it. It's PDFs are what's the game, what's out there. And then of course a lot of people, I should say a select few people, go further than that, and they put their files in InDesign and do kind of like a professional layout, and then they get the soft cover book or the hardcover book. Like that Monsters of the Guild that we did, that was a hardcover book. That was a fucking nightmare to get that thing done, but it's cool. I mean, it's nice. And then I just did the Fantasy Grounds version, but yeah, it's a thing. You can do it, and my suggestion to people would be, don't do it for money. Do it because you love it. But if you keep doing it long enough, you can make money. I mean, I make money, and I do okay with that. But that shouldn't be the reason that you do it. You should do it because you like to make things for people. And I always tell the story about how, I get emails and PMs almost every day, and someone will say, oh my god, I found your codes, somebody told me about your codes, I got them, we're running them in our game, we played last night, it was so much better, thank you so much. And yes, when people click and use their credit card or PayPal account to buy my stuff and I get money, I do like that. I'll never lie and say I don't. That's not something I like. But what's more important to me is that that I'm living my life, and I had a liver transplant, and I used to be a stand-up comic, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And one of the reasons I was a stand-up comic was to make people laugh and to let them escape from their lives for 2 hours and give back to more humans than me. It's sort of an altruistic mindset that I had about it. And since I don't do that anymore, I'm happy to get messages from people who at least are having fun with their games, and that I helped a group somewhere. And then now that turns into like dozens and hundreds of people, right? So it makes me happy to just know that's happening. So if anybody wants to make stuff for the DMs Guild, I encourage it. And feel free, if you have questions, to hit me up on my Discord. I'll help you as much as I can. But don't do it for the money. Let the money come by itself. And you guys have all heard, if you're an American and you've lived longer than 20 years, you've heard the phrase, do something you love and the money will follow. I'm sure everybody's heard that. And that's kind of true for that. All right, speech over. I don't know how I got on that, but I did. Paizo does not have a set online marketplace like the DMs Guild. Yeah, Savage Worlds does, though. They just started it, I think, this year, and it's the DMs Guild of Savage Worlds. I forget what it's called, but because I don't make Savage Worlds material, but there is such a thing. You guys can check that out if you're interested. Conversions. Yeah, conversions are a thing. You have to get permission for DMs Guild. Now, the exception to that is that if you wanted to develop, like Celestian made the second edition rule set. Actually, it's the rule set for basic first edition and second edition all together. It's a one rule set. But you see those modules coming out, and he converted a bunch of those. And anybody that wanted to convert already written material, you could see about going on the forums and trying to be one of the conversionists. I mean, there's over 100 of us that do it. So it's you can't really just like sign up. You have to kind of prove yourself. You have to get in. It's like trying to be an actor in Hollywood. You have to go to a few auditions until somebody notices you, and then they say, okay, we'll hire you. That's kind of how I got in. I just sort of made it happen. Yeah, I don't really have any advice for anybody on how to do that, except to go to the forums and start saying, hey, I want to do this, what do I do? And wait for Smiteworks employees to notice you. That's kind of how it works. So if you wanted to do second edition stuff on your own stuff, that would be, you'd have to check into that. You'd have to get permission to do that, I think. I don't think the open gaming license for Wizards of the Coast covers the other editions. I think it only covers, well, no, that's not true, because it came out in 2000, right? So it does cover the other editions. But you have to get the documents that tells you what spells you can use, what's off limits, what monsters you can use, what's off limits. You have to go through that whole thing and find out, who what you can and can't do. And I don't have advice on how to do that. I just know that I know that's what needs to be done, but I don't know the first thing. I guess you have to email WotC and try to find somebody that can give you that answer. But there's no marketplace for anything other than 5th edition, except for Drive-Thru RPG. But I'm not too versed on the previous editions and what's allowed and what's not allowed, so you have to research that. Is the stream still on? Am I just talking to myself? What's going on here?
You're still talking to yourself.
Okay. Am I talking to myself? I like that you answered that.
So what's coming up next, Rob?
Oh yeah, good question. What is coming up next? Next week.
What's coming down the pipe? We got new settings coming out and all that stuff.
I gotta do now. By the way, I say coming down the pipe. I say that like you said it, but I've heard people say coming down the pike, Pike. Is that a thing?
Turnpike?
Yeah.
So coming down the pipe and coming down the pike are the same and both acceptable.
I would
that's
think
what I'm
so.
wondering. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Pike's Peak. Fasting.
Right.
Thank you, W. and John. Yeah, that's what's coming up this week. Fasting. My not eating. So next week we're gonna do Eberron, Rising from the Last War, and Rick and Morty.
Cool.
And it's funny because originally I wasn't gonna do Rick and Morty, but I ended up converting the adventure for that, so I'll have a free copy of it anyway because I did half of it. Zacchaeus did
And
the.
then you became obsessed with the show.
Yeah, and now I've seen. So there's 10 episodes per year, 11 in the first one because they did the pilot, and then 10. So I've seen all 11 of season 1, and I've seen 8 or 9 of season 2. And then I'm gonna watch season 3, and then season 4 just started. So I think tonight is episode 2 of season 4. That is a fucking hilarious show. If you've never heard of it, or if you have heard of it and just haven't watched it, you need to make it your business. Everyone that can hear my voice, you need to make it your business to watch Rick and Morty. It is hilarious. And then now they're tied in with D&D. There's a whole comic series, and then a module comes out on Tuesday about it and stuff. So yeah, it's well worth it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like every anime. It's like South Park, The Simpsons, and Family Guy blown up on steroids and then knocked out of the park into a different universe. Like, it's fucking crazy. Your mama is so ugly her face turns undead. All right. If that's it, if no one has any more questions, then we will end the stream and I'll go deal out these prizes. And once again, I'll let everybody know next week, when the part 4 comes out. I will let everybody know that it's there. And we should be going. And then the week after next, we should be having the show about portals. I'm going to say there's a 5% chance that doesn't happen, but that's based on Valerian. He's not responding lately, and he did break his foot, and I know there's problems getting all that done, but we're going to try to do that. And then, oh, by the way, Dave never answered me about this, Lairs, about the...
Okay.
Yeah, he never got back to me, so he might be not part of that.
That's fine.
And then Doug Davison is scheduled for January 12th. Because that's episode 100, and we're going to try to not have any shows canceled between now and then so that becomes true. And then after that, maybe we take January off like we did last year.
Sounds like a
That'd be
plan.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, playoff football and Super Bowl and all that, I can't not do it. I got to be all into that. So last year we took, I think, 4 weeks off.
Yeah.
Let's see, or beginning of this year, I should say. Yeah, January we took 1, 2, 3, 4. We took 5. We took 5 shows off. So this year we might take 4 off. Whatever we do,
Cool.
But we'll decide. All right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody else had any questions. Good show, Rob. Thank you, WML John 1, and also good show, Matakiri, and good show, Fury Fate, and good show, Lairs. Like, what's up?
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Cheers.
All right, so usually I close the show with them, but I went out of their call so that I could close the show with you guys. Just want to make sure everybody knows to come back and watch us on this channel. Now, I do want to say that aside from Module Creation Monday tomorrow, there won't be any shows until this show again next Sunday. So there won't be anything Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday afternoon. So the next show besides tomorrow is a week from tonight because I'm going to Seattle to be on Dragon Talk, and I'm going to stay a couple extra days. And you guys should all look for me on the Dragon Talk show, the Dragon Talk podcast, which will be on D&D's Twitch channel, so twitch.tv/D&D, Friday at noon or 1 Pacific. I think it's noon, but it might be 1. But they keep kind of changing it around. And that'll be the live taping of it, so that'll be on Twitch as it happens. And then the podcast itself will be, a couple, 3 weeks later. I don't know how many of you listen to Dragon Talk, but it's pretty awesome. I like it. So I think that's it, everybody. I'm not going to go through the whole promo crap because I did that earlier today. You guys all know what's up. But congrats to the prize winner. Go ahead and get with me in Discord if you haven't, and I'll get your prize out to you tonight. And we'll see y'all back here next week. And until then, good gaming, everyone.